KJA Global Channel. Facts hold the weak, the wise handle the sources. Understanding the root, reshaping the system, and rebuilding a nation. Title orientation. What this title means, and what it must never mean. Read quickly, this title can sound wrong. It can sound as though facts do not matter. As though people who suffer are being called weak. Or as though wisdom gives someone permission to move beyond evidence and declare a hidden truth that no one else can question. None of those meanings belongs to this program. Before we take one step further, the title must be protected from misuse. Facts hold the weak, the wise handle the sources is not a ranking of human worth. It is not a claim of intellectual superiority. It is not permission to dismiss what is visible. And it is never a license to manipulate evidence, control a narrative, or hide wrongdoing beneath complicated explanations. This title is a warning against shallow judgment. And it is a discipline of responsibility. The people most exposed to violence, displacement, fear, poverty, exclusion, and injustice are not the target of the word weak. Their dignity is the reason this method exists. When a society misreads an event, vulnerable people often bear the consequences first. A rumor becomes suspicion. Suspicion becomes exclusion. Exclusion becomes collective blame. And collective blame can become retaliation. Careful analysis is not colder than compassion. Done rightly, it is compassion refusing to remain powerless. It is care becoming accurate enough to protect. Courage becoming disciplined enough to act justly. And responsibility becoming deep enough to prevent repetition. The first clarification is this. This program does not dismiss facts. It depends on them. Facts are the foundation of responsible judgment. A fact is a claim about reality that has been checked against reliable evidence within a defined scope. Every serious diagnosis begins by asking, what is securely known? Who knows it? How do they know it? When and where did it occur? What is the scope of the claim? And what remains uncertain? Sources are reached through facts. Never instead of them. A serious analysis does not abandon verified evidence in order to tell a more dramatic story. It begins with evidence and remains answerable to evidence at every level. But a verified fact does not automatically explain its own cause. A fact can establish that a bridge collapsed. It cannot, by itself, establish whether the collapse resulted from neglected maintenance, defective design, corruption, an extreme natural event, deliberate damage, or several causes acting together. Facts establish the ground on which explanation must stand. Analysis asks what produced the condition we can see. Wisdom never replaces the ground. Wisdom learns how to build responsibly upon it. The second clarification is this. The weak names a condition of analysis. Never a class of people. Any citizen can become analytically weak. Any leader can become analytically weak. Any government, institution, movement, political party, media organization, or armed actor can become analytically weak. Power does not guarantee wisdom. Education does not guarantee wisdom. Status does not guarantee wisdom. Good intentions do not guarantee wisdom. And belonging to a just cause does not make anyone immune from error. Analytical weakness appears whenever the loudest event controls judgment. Whenever a fragment becomes a verdict. Whenever emotion becomes proof. Whenever accusation arrives before verification. Or whenever one preferred explanation is protected from evidence that might challenge it. This condition is not permanent. It can be recognized. It can be corrected. And it can be replaced by disciplined judgment. That is the purpose of this curriculum. The third clarification concerns the word sources. In this program, source has two connected but distinct meanings. The first is the source of information. Where did a claim, image, testimony, document, or recording originate? Can its origin be authenticated? Has it been altered? Is it independent? And what level of confidence can it responsibly carry? The second is the generative source of a recurring problem. What condition, incentive, structure, institutional vacuum, inherited logic, or distribution of power keeps producing the pattern? These two meanings must never be confused. We cannot responsibly trace the causal source of an event through an informational source that has not been verified. Provenance comes first. Causal explanation follows. Handling the sources does not mean detachment. It does not mean endless delay. And it does not mean refusing to act until every uncertainty has disappeared. It means 5 disciplined movements. Trace the event through reliable evidence. Understand the mechanism producing the harm. Reduce the immediate danger. Transform the structure that keeps reproducing the danger. And build a safeguard against return. A firefighter must stop the fire. Immediate protection is not optional. But if the same building burns every month, responsibility also requires examining the wiring, the inspection system, the maintenance record, the incentives, the enforcement failures, and the rules that allowed danger to remain. Emergency action without deeper reform leaves the source untouched. Deeper analysis without emergency action abandons people to present harm. Responsible leadership must do both. Consider a clearly hypothetical case. A short video shows an argument outside a community clinic. A caption claims that one group has seized the clinic from another. The visible facts may include the location, the people present, and the words captured in the recording. But the caption may still be wrong, incomplete, or strategically framed. The video may not show what happened before the recording began. It may not reveal the legal authority governing the clinic. And it may not establish whether the dispute concerns ownership, access, staffing, security, revenue, or something else entirely. Responsible viewers do not erase the distress visible in the video. They separate 4 questions. What is verified? What is interpretation? What remains unknown? And what safe action is justified now? They may preserve the original evidence. Protect identities. Seek independent corroboration. Contact a trusted mediator. Support temporary access arrangements. And refuse to accuse an entire community before the evidence can carry that conclusion. That is not passivity. It is disciplined prevention. This doctrine has moral boundaries. Those boundaries are not optional. Source-based thinking must never be used to silence testimony. It must never be used to blame victims. It must never be used to erase personal responsibility. It must never be used to excuse wrongdoing. And it must never become a shield protecting powerful people from accountability. It must never demand impossible proof from vulnerable people while accepting official claims without examination. Skepticism applied only to the powerless is not rigor. It is hierarchy disguised as method. Structural explanation does not cancel individual responsibility. Multiple causes do not mean that no one is responsible. Understanding why a person acted does not erase the moral or legal significance of what that person did. Explanation must deepen accountability, not dissolve it. Humility does not mean moral confusion. Uncertainty about who caused an event does not prevent us from protecting people against credible and imminent danger. Provisional protection can be justified before every factual question is resolved. But uncertainty must still be stated honestly. Urgency must never be used to convert allegation into fact. Source-based thinking asks for evidence strong enough to act justly. Analysis deep enough to prevent repetition. Compassion disciplined enough to protect the vulnerable. And accountability precise enough to reach the responsible actors without condemning the innocent. The journey of this program is simple to state and demanding to practice. Verify the fact. Bound the event. Recognize the pattern. Identify the condition. Examine the incentive. Understand the structure. Trace the source. Intervene against present harm. Transform what keeps generating it. And build the safeguard that makes return less likely. At every stage, remain open to correction. Truth is greater than any presenter. Greater than any movement. Greater than any government. And greater than any institution. Facts tell us what can responsibly be established. Testimony reveals what people experienced. Analysis helps explain why harm occurred and why it may return. Wisdom connects these levels without confusing them. Facts tell us what happened. Sources help reveal why it keeps happening. And responsible design shows what it will take for the harm to stop. Handle the sources. Shape the future. Next, Episode 1, The Visible Facts. We begin by examining how a visible fragment can be accurate, emotionally powerful, and still radically incomplete. Beyond facts. Handle the sources. Watch next. Subscribe. Learn deeply. Think critically. Act responsibly. KJA Global Channel. Knowledge justifies authority.